großen Leinwand zu sehen, aber so richtig vorstellen kann man sich doch noch nicht, wie das da unten ist. Deswegen mussten wir mal jemanden einladen, der uns wirklich erzählen kann, wie das da unten so aussieht. Und wir haben ihn heute Abend hier, den Leiter der Höhlenexpedition, der Kieran McKay, ist extra für uns aus Neuseeland da. Und ich hoffe, er ist jetzt hier irgendwo, dass ich ihn auf die Bühne bitten kann. Kieran, are you here somewhere? I see someone in there. Kieran, come up on stage, please. That is your applause. Have you gotten such a reaction before?
Oh, this is the biggest bunch of people I've ever stood in front of in my life. Absolutely, yeah. Oh, thanks for the welcome. That's really good.
Well, I would say you well deserve it. Thank you so much for being here, for making the long way from New Zealand. I'd say it's not a really normal hobby you have there. Can you tell us, like, how did you get into caving?
It's normal. I started caving probably, seriously caving I started when I was about 14. You know, I suppose I started because my parents didn't want me to, you know, being a young rebel. Yeah, we've already seen a film about that. And I got taken caving by some friends, and the caves were very close to where we used to live. And I got some maps, and that was it. That was my life. My poor parents, they had to suffer for many, many years, and every weekend they went caving after that. So I've been caving after about 30 years.
Have you ever been scared of the narrowness or the dark down there, or did you ever get lost?
I think the only two things I'm frightened of underground, one of them's water, and the other one's loose rock. And yeah, they're really serious, because loose rock does kill people, and so does water. Yeah, and have been lost. I remember I was in a big cave system, about 70 kilometres long, and I moved from one party in the cave to another party, found a passage that no one had been down before, so I wandered down it, and thinking, oh, this is really great, this is really cool, and found a set of footprints. Oh, that's strange. An hour later, 2 sets of footprints, and then 3 sets of footprints. Going in circles.
We're glad you're here now. Very good. So in the film, we didn't really see you making the connection. We just saw the green water coming down. But we read in the end that you made the connection eventually, earlier this year. Can you tell us about it? How close have you been during the filming?
Yeah, that was kind of strange actually. So if you remember in the film, we were yelling and was listening to the other party. And as it turned out, the other party was only 15 metres above us. Yeah, it was we just missed out on that film. Now, we didn't realise until we made the connection, and they had a camp. The Stormy Pot team actually had a camp right near that connection point. And one of the crew, Neil, who was the cameraman, was actually in the sleeping bag, and the day that we were underneath yelling, he actually heard us, but he didn't believe it. He just no, I'm hearing things. He went back to sleep.
So you talked a lot about your team. We saw the people you were down there. How important is the team? How important is the team you go down with?
Yeah, so caving really is a team sport, and it's taken me a long time to actually understand it. And really, in the last 4 years, yeah, I really understood what it means to have a really good team. 2010, we got this team together, and we went and got some sponsorship. We're going to go out and find the first 1,000-metre deep cave in New Zealand. And we didn't know each other. And over a period of about 3 months, we got to know each other incredibly well, and we found the first 1,000-metre deep cave in New Zealand. On that, we got the team back together again, and we went back to our sponsors and said, oh, we can find a deeper cave. And away we went, and we worked, and this is where the story pot needle bed system came in. And that team was incredible. It was the hardest bunch of cavers I've ever worked with in my life. I'd risk my life, anything with that team. They're an incredible team. But it's not just about us. It's the caving community in New Zealand is tiny. It's a really, really small family. We're very lucky. In fact, we've got hardly any cavers and so much places to go to school. So we all know each other incredibly well. And this Stormy Pot story is not just our story. It's a story of probably nearly 200 people who've actually worked on the system that started right back in the 60s. I really want to acknowledge that, because it's not just about us, but it's about all of the New Zealand cavers.
So do you have any new projects coming up with those people? Is there any more caves to experience?
Yeah, well, when we made the connection, I dug through a couple of piles of rocks. In fact, it was really quite easy. It's 2 piles of rocks to dig through, about a 5-metre climb, a little narrow slot. We had to bang the wall out a little bit and get through. And when I got through the Stormy Pot, I kind of stood up and went, wow, yes, we made it. And the second feeling I had was, wow, it's a pity because the original team wasn't there. So that was really sad. And the third thing that went through my mind was, what next? That was 5 years of our life we put into that. But we do have an amazing project on a different mountain. We've got our longest cave, it's called the Bulmer Cave System. It's 70 kilometres long. That's on one side of the mountain. And we've had put some dye on the end of that cave, and it came out nearly 10 kilometres away on the opposite side of the mountain. And the project for next year, starting in February, is to try and get that cave well over 100 kilometres in length. And we're pretty confident we're going to do that in the next 6 months next year.
So we can expect more of you. Thank you so much. I think everyone can hear your enthusiasm about what you do. So it's great seeing you, seeing the film. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks a lot.